Welcome to Wisdom for Your Day, where we unpack the practical life lessons behind the world's most notable success stories. Rea Ann Silva rose from a working-class background to build a multi-million-dollar beauty empire, navigating both systemic industry barriers and the unique challenges of being a Latina woman in a male-dominated field. Her opportunity arrived with the advent of high-definition television. These new cameras exposed every flaw on set, making traditional, heavy makeup look thick and unnatural under the intense studio lights. Silva solved this by bootstrapping her own company and retaining sole ownership, eventually scaling her product into retail giants like Sephora to make professional quality results accessible to the everyday consumer. While her technical innovation met a market need, Silva attributes the endurance of her brand to the way she mastered her own internal psychological landscape. Working on high-stakes television sets meant delivering perfect results under constant scrutiny. This pressure frequently took a physical toll, manifesting as severe back pain and stress when her daily life became imbalanced. As a sole investor, she also carried the mental burden of managing budgets and logistics alone, often learning through the high cost of her own unmentored mistakes. She navigated ageism and systemic barriers by focusing on solutions and actively protecting her peace while operating in an industry that rarely prioritized her perspective. Silva eventually learned to identify when anxiety was hiding in her body, developing the self-awareness to pause and breathe, rather than pushing through toxic levels of burnout. To avoid the psychological paralysis of looking at massive, long-term goals, she limited her focus to a strict 1 to 2 day outlook. For Silva, these internal survival tactics provided the personal stability required to handle the high-definition pressure of her growing business. Silva maintained her mental capacity by identifying tasks that were outside her immediate focus and delegating them to her assistants. She approached technical problems with a focus on responsible decision-making, taking the cumbersome on-set airbrushes of the time and turning that frustration into a systematic, scalable solution. She grew her brand by building trust with industry professionals, using their direct feedback to turn what began as a side hustle into a global name. Her social awareness allowed her to empathize with the everyday user, leading her to shift the product from a professional-only tool to a consumer-facing brand. To manage the daily stress of being a CEO, she prioritized health, sleep, and hydration, adopting a mindset of staying ready so she never had to get ready. These social and emotional habits helped Silva turn her personal survival strategies into a repeatable system for managing her company's expansion. As a leader, Silva emphasizes the importance of validating other voices, creating an environment where team and user feedback is treated as legitimate and valuable. She views leadership as a collaborative process rather than a high pedestal, choosing to learn from others regardless of their age or status. By observing how people used her products in the real world, she integrated user data directly into the brand's physical evolution. Silva also used her platform to promote inclusivity, ensuring that a variety of experiences and backgrounds were represented in the beauty industry. She maintains a policy of humility, publicly sharing her financial missteps to show that success is often a messy, non-linear journey. This style of leadership treats the consumer as a respected expert, turning the brand's growth into a shared, ongoing collaboration. Rea Ann Silva's journey shows how a multi-million-dollar empire can be built by combining technical problem-solving with a commitment to empowering others. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Wisdom for Your Day. Identifying a specific problem is only the beginning. The scale of the solution often depends on how well you manage the mind behind it.